I think it's about time I piss some people off.
Telling me that you ate a tree when I left. Did you eat a tree? Yes or no? Did you? Nah, don't look away. Did you eat a tree from right here? No. So why they saying you ate a tree if you ain't eat a tree from? Did you eat? Let me ask you again. Did you eat a tree from right here? Alright.
Alright everyone, I'm recording this video on September 26th, and this is the release date for the new set Mega Evolutions. Bringing us into the new Mega Evolution era, which should be really exciting. But I figure since we are officially done with the Scarlet and Violet era, I thought I'd make a video kind of reviewing the sets within that era and kind of ranking them against each other, and every YouTuber's favorite thing, making a tier list. It's a tier list, guys. It's a tier list. Alright, so first things first, this is a personal tier list, okay? The way I grade these sets is probably different from the way you would grade these sets, and that's totally fine. And speaking about that, for each of these sets in the Scarlet and Violet era, I'm going to rank them in 3 different categories. One being the uniqueness of the set, what is like how cool is the theme of the set, what kind of like the vibe this is giving. Second, we actually the cards in the set, like what kind of the card art, but also especially the Pokemon that are featured in the set. And lastly, I'm also going to rank these sets based off their dreaded market price.
Okay, this is post-production Gummy here. I decided to revamp how I wanted to grade this tier list and then kind of the rankings. So first and foremost, we have Peak. This is the best set or sets I believe to be in the Scarlet Violet era. Next up is Easy Buy. Given the market price and everything in the set, including like theme, uniqueness, and the cards, I would buy this set pretty easily. Next is Sure, as in I'm leaning towards buying the set, but there's a couple things I'm not too hyped about it, but overall I still think the set is good. There's the I Don't Know tier, which is I just don't know if I can bring myself to buy it. There's the Not tier, which I just think I would not buy these sets, and I think generally there's some aspect of them I don't like. And then there's the Hell Not tier, which is I would never buy these sets, and I think these sets are really, really bad.
Again, this is the era that I got back into the hobby, so really cool just to experience, revisit what all the sets were when I was in the hobby, what was available, and yeah, it should be really fun. So me personally, when I look into a set and the cards it has, I'm really, really attracted to the illustration rares and secret illustration rares of Pokemon specifically. I don't really care so much about the EXs or the hyper rares or the full art trainer cards, but if there are some cool cards like of hyper rares or trainer cards, I'll shout them out for sure. But for me, I'm mostly pay attention to the Pokemon because I like collecting the Pokemon cards. And as like a header, I think Scarlet and Violet era, what it excels at a lot is the arts on the Pokemon cards themselves and the illustration rares and secret illustration rares. I think some of the arts are so beautiful, so cool, that I think this is what Scarlet and Violet kind of brings to the table up like the most to the table. Alright, starting off, we have Scarlet and Violet base set. So Scarlet and Violet base set is the first set for the Scarlet and Violet era, and you can tell because it is a base set. Same thing with the new Mega Evolutions that dropped today. It is the Mega Evolutions base set. And the Scarlet and Violet base set follows the introduction of the game Scarlet and Violet on the Nintendo Switch. Personally, I didn't really play much of this game. I'm not a huge like Switch Pokemon player. I'm used to like the 2D on the Nintendo DS kind of game. So, but if you like the game, great for you. Obviously, this probably means you like the set a little bit more than I do. But Scarlet and Violet set obviously features the new Pokemon and the new region. I believe it's Paldea. Oh yeah, did play the game, but I think it's Paldea. And a booster pack of Scarlet and Violet base set is coming in to $6.55, which is actually like kind of on the low end of booster pack prices nowadays, especially for like Scarlet and Violet era sets. So pretty cheap. And then for the hit rates, this is what I'm going to speak default call the standard hit rates. I'll show it on screen. The big notes is it will be one out of 12 or 13 packs for illustration rare and 1 out of 32 packs for secret illustration rare. I think the first couple of sets in the Scarlet Violet era kind of copy this, and then after that point it kind of goes every which way, but for now I like to call this a standard. So additionally, I'm also going to go over the card list sets with you live. I got my MacBook right here, so I'll be making the tier list live as well as reviewing the sets because it's been a while since I've also looked at the card list, so it'll be kind of interesting to see what they got. And I'm going to call out kind of the positives and negatives of both the IRs, SIRs, and whatever the cards I think are cool as well. So starting with the Scarlet and Violet base, again, I think Scarlet and Violet era has really good art cards, so I like the Armor Rouge a lot. The Slowpoke's a really cool card, like the all white and the very little color, so the Slowpoke pops out a lot. I like the Dondozo, very beautiful card. The Drowsy, obviously a classic pump and dump, really, really cool card, so I can't even be mad it was pumped and dump and look at it. But it was definitely pumped, it was part of a little thing, I'll show it here. Manipulating the market as always. But then we also got the Gardevoir line of Ralts and Kirlia, which also, I like it because as a Pokemon evolves, also the humans get old too, so, Ferdo is really cute. Rylu's also really classic. Graveyard's really cool. The IR card list is also pretty good. I think there's a lot of good standouts. Not that many cards are that bad in my opinion. I'm gonna look it over one more time, but honestly, I think like, yeah, maybe besides the Sandile, which I think is like a little bland, but outside of that, I think all the other card arts are like pretty good to like really good, like the ones I mentioned. So IRs are pretty good in the Scarlet Violet base set. However, this SIRs are where kind of I think the Scarlet Violet base set definitely falters, and it's kind of down to preference. So first off, let's go to the positives. I think the Gardevoir EX card, the SIR card, is really cool. Obviously, again, it completes the previous line. But outside of Gardevoir, I'm looking at these Pokemon, and I'm just thinking, man, really? So first off, of course, you can include the box legendaries of Miraidon and Koraidon. But if you're like me who didn't play the game, or like me who's like not that young and look at these Pokemon, they just don't give box legendary. I'm sorry. Like, I'm used to Zekrom, Reshiram, Dialga, Palkia. These are legendaries. Box art legendaries, but they're really powerful, really cool. And I'm just looking at motorcycle Pokemon, like one's in the future, one's in the past, and it's just not doing it. The cards are fine in themselves, but then it's just not all that. And then I don't know. Okay, we got to fire whoever did this. Why is future and past Doniphan here? The Great Tusk and Iron Threads. Like, Great Tusk looks cool enough, but you look at Iron Threads, bro. This is just so lame. Who cares? Who cares? This is such a boring card. And then I'm gonna be honest. I like how Spidops EX is also part of a 2-card thing, but this is like, they couldn't make this cooler. This is the most IR looking SIR I've seen in a while, guys. Like, I get it, it's a connection. Again, I'll show it, but it's just not doing it for me. So outside of Gardevoir, I think we got a couple stinkers, and obviously if you like the game, you like legendaries, you probably like this a little more than I do. But in terms of me like wanting to open like a set, like wanting to buy this, like what am I chasing for? Gardevoir, that's it. And I got some chance of getting Gardevoir. IRs, I will shout out a trainer, okay, SIR trainer. I like the Miriam. I think it's really cool artwork in the background, okay, I will give them that. But the other trainers I'm not too fond of. Yeah, it's just in the not tier. I can't, it's not even like I think about it, I just don't buy it, okay? It's a cheaper price for sure, and the IRs are really good, but if I'm buying a set and I just don't really care about the SIRs, which are the cards you would want to get, kind of brings it a little damper. But if it's easily accessible, it's pretty cheap, so you know, but it's not trash, but it ain't that good either. So I'll put it at nah. And this kind of is also a theme with generally Pokemon sets and eras. The first base set tends to be kind of one of the weaker sets in that era. Mega Evolutions might change this because there's a lot of hype around it, and I've seen the card art, it's really cool, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, for Scarlet Violet, definitely follows the trend of the base set being pretty booty. Alright, next up is Paldea Evolved, and this theme is kind of following the new Scarlet Violet game, specifically like the Paldea region. So Paldea Evolved surprisingly features the starters in their evolution, which are not in the Scarlet Violet base set, which I thought was a little strange. But you got these Pokemon here, I don't really know, a few Coco, Sprigato, and then Quaxley, I think. Sorry if I butchered them, but I'll show them here. So these three Pokemon are heavily centered around it, as well as also other Paldea Pokemon as well. So a booster pack price of Paldea Evolved is $8.88. Which is it's expensive, but I mean, now everything's expensive, but it's like in the middle of the road. The hit rates follow the Scarlet Violet base set and being average. But let's go ahead and look at the card list. Alright, one thing I remember liking about Paldea Evolved is their illustration rare cards are so good. Like, we're gonna take a look. Again, we got the Sprigato line for the Floragato. I like the Fletchinder cards, really cute. The Fuecoco line for the first two evolutions. Obviously, you got the Fabled Magikarp to chase in the set, being an IR, by the way. Like, look, this is gorgeous. You got the Magikarp, really cool artwork. You got the Gyarados in the back, if you can see that with my mouse. Really cool. Like, it's really a standout. You got the Marrow, really cute. Quaxley line. The Frigibax evolution line, really cool art again. Raichu's really cute. I really like the Miss Magius. I like purple a lot, and it's just a really cool art, I think, for the center of it all. I like the Sandygast. I like the Tinkatink line. Oh, such a peak evolution line. I have the first two in Japanese. I really want the third one as well. Tyranitar, obviously, another really dope card, which is aura farming. The Paldean Wooper is really cute. But yeah, the Mousehold too, really dope. But dude, like, there's so many WIR cards in this set. It's like really nice and impressive. So obviously the Paldea Evolved illustration rare card list is really good. I think definitely a step up from Scarlet by the base. I think there's a lot of peak. Again, the Tyranitar and Magikarp are definitely really standouts for being IR cards. But then we take a look into the SIRs, and then we start to falter a little bit. So first off, right, take a look at the positive. Okay, we're positive, Peter. I think for the most part, these SIRs aren't bad, per se, but I just don't think they're all that. I just don't think they're like what I would envision SIRs to be. So I'll go positives, right? I love I like the Chi-Yu card. I think it's a beautiful artwork. And I do like the Chien Pao artwork, like kind of being opposites, like warm, water, frozen ice. I think they're cool, for sure. And I like the Tinkaton EX line. But for the other EX lines, like the the Meowscandrel, the Skellyridge, and the Quacavel. If I'm butchering the names again, I'm sorry. But like, obviously they'll include the evolutions line here, but I think the Skellyridge is probably, Skelodurge is probably my most favorite out of these three, but it's not. It's just, again, I don't really play the game, so these starters don't mean that much to me. They're fine, but they just don't add as much excitement to me getting, like, hoping for an SIR set. And then you kind of look at the other card. I like Tinkaton, but then you got Ting Lu, you got the Wuxian, and then you got Squawk Ability. And, like, Squawk Ability is, like, a cute card, but it definitely gives IR more than SIR, and I just don't care about the other two legendaries. In terms of trainers, Iono's cute. I'm a black and white fan, so obviously I like Boss's Orders. And I like the Grisha because I like the little Starly Pokemon in the snow here. I think it's really cute and pretty. But overall, I think that this set, especially Scarlet and Violet base set, both suffer from this thing I'm going to coin called Illustration Rare-itis, where the illustration rare just overtake the set for me so much that the SIRs just don't meet up. Like, I think the IRs in the set overtake the SIRs in the set. Again, if you look at the Magikarp and Tyranitar versus like the top two things I think are cool, is like, so Paldea Evolve, overall a strong set. Again, that IR list, really good. It's a pricey, not too pricey, but definitely the SIRs kind of bring it down. So I think I'll put it into a think tier. The only reason I'll put it into instant purchase is if the SIRs were stronger or like cooler, having pro Pokemon I like, that definitely reached the purchase tier. But since it's just, SIRs, I'm like, okay, I can tolerate them, not like gunning for them. But if I'm always buying the pack for the IRs, I just can't put it in like the upper two echelon. But it's definitely way better than Scarlet and Violet, and there needs to be a set in between. There needs to be like a ranking between those two. So I'll put it in the think tier for now. And again, I'm gonna look over this one more time after I finish and kind of like adjust anything if I need to. Next up is Obsidian Flames, and the theme of this set is literally Charizard. It's like 98% Charizard and 2% Fire Pokemon. I think it's just the Charizard set. If you know it, if you're in the hobby at all, it's just the Charizard set. That's the theme. A booster pack of Obsidian Flames is currently going for $7.67. So again, cheaper than Paldea Evolve, more expensive than Scarlet Violet base. I remember that these are going for like almost $10 a pop. Like these are so expensive. But I'm glad it came down. Hey, if you were watched my original video, some says I think you shouldn't buy. This was on it. I called out everything for so expensive. Like the booster pack is so expensive for what you get in the set. So I can already probably set the tone of what I think about this set. But yeah, the hit rates for this set are also going to be average, the same thing as Scarlet and Violet base set and Paldea Evolved. For some reason, the official Pokemon website that has like all the card lists doesn't have, or is like kind of broken for the Obsidian Flames one, so I'm just gonna use the Justin Basil website. Shout out to them, I like their website too. But we're gonna go ahead and look at the cards in this set for Obsidian Flames. And here are the illustration rare cards. So again, positives first. I think a lot of these IRs are really cool. The Gloom is really dope. I really like the Ninetales. Huge fan of the Cleffa, Houndour, Scizor, and Lechonk. So more than half. So half of these cards I think are really cool. The other half, I'm okay on. Like the Pidgey line, like the artwork is cool, right? The artwork is unique. It's not for me, but it is unique. I don't really care about the Varoom Pokemon line. Palafin's chilling, Belly Bolts, whatever, Larvitar's, whatever. But what you might notice is that the IRs are only 12 IR cards in this set. Obsidian Flames is a very small set, with only 12 IRs. But half of them are good, half of them I like. But if you were to go into the SIRs, you might notice that there's 6 total, And of those 6, 4 of them are only Pokemon. And if we were to look at the set, let's be so honest, the only card you would care about is the Charizard EX card. That is a cool card. I know I'm not the biggest Charizard fan, but even I can see that this is a really cool card. Obviously the top hit. But the other cards, like SQ, SIR, you put an S in front of the IR, and like I don't care about Varoom. I really don't care about Revaroom. I just don't care. I just don't care. The engine Pokemon, whatever. And then we hit the Pidgeotto. Again, unique artwork. Not personally for me. I think it's a little bland. Artwork's unique. I think it's a little bland. And are the trainers even any good? No, they're fine. So yeah. Obsidian Flame, again, the Charizard set is a Charizard. There's also a Charizard EX too. Charizard set is all focused on the Charizard. If you're someone like me who doesn't really care about the Charizard, does not really care about the other 3 SIR Pokemon out of the 6 other potential SIRs you could get with the trainers, and you think that, IRs are cool, but like the set overall is just, I'm sorry, where's my tail? But yeah, let's be so honest, it's just going in this tier. I don't care about it at all, especially at that price point. I just can't be bothered to rip it. Again, illustration reitis. I just think the IRs are cooler than the SIRs. Even there's one cool SIR, all the other SIRs in the set I just don't care about. I'd rather probably hope to get an IR card. Not good. It's definitely worse than Scarlet, in my opinion. Okay, if you like Charizard, I could see you being a higher, but again, I don't care. I think it's staying there. I think it's a good spot for it. Hate me if you want to hate me. So, okay, next up is 151, and yeah, I'm gonna piss a lot of people off here, but hold it. Let me explain myself, okay? But before you write the comment, let me explain myself on 151, okay? If you want a more detailed summary, again, from the set I told you, I don't think these sets are worth it. I also include 151. Spoiler alert, so watch that even more detailed. Obviously, prices change or whatever, so I'll give a more modern take. But straight up, not the hugest fan of 151, okay? And for those who don't know, 151 theme is focused on the original game with the original 151 Pokemon in that game. So this is Generation 1. This was a big set for old heads who played the original Pokemon, and like a big surge of popularity towards the card game. Because obviously, if they're the first game, that's what this game most people know. It's where the popular Pokemon are. That's Pikachu, that's Charizard, that's Mew, that's Mewtwo, that's Gengar. It's like so it brought a lot of people back into the hobby, which is a good thing. I like that people are getting back into the hobby. Me personally, I'm just, for someone who's like fifth generation isn't 151. I like the generation. I like the game. I played it. But I just don't think it's all that in a bag of chips, like some other people think. All right, and another reason I just don't like the set is because one booster pack of this costs me my lunch and then some at $15.80. Wow, that broke the $15 barrier, which is absurd. And I get it, but like I get it, but I don't. I really don't get it. $15.80. That's a barbacoa Chipotle bowl, bro. Like, I either eat that or I can open a pack of this. Okay, but I'm getting ahead of myself. 151 also has average hit rates. Okay, so now we're gonna go through the artwork, and again, hold the comments. I'll explain myself. Okay, I promise I'll explain myself of why I think this. Okay, IRs. Let me give the praises. I think 151 has some of the best artworks in the Scarlet and Violet era. Okay, there's your glaze. I think what they did, some of these Pokemon are really, really, really cool. I really, really love the Bulbasaur evolution line. I think it's beautiful. I think the Charmander one, the Charizard one's really cute. Squirtle, it might be hot take, I'm not the biggest fan of. I think he looks a little weird in a specific art style. It's fine. Caterpie, really cute. Pikachu, really cute. Psyduck, really cool. Poliwhirl, so beautiful. I like the Machoke card moving in. I like the Tangela playing on a swing. I like the Ammonite, kind of like the prehistoric kind of water. The Dragonair is really beautiful, okay? So the IRs, again, are really, really good. Almost all of them are hitters. I'll put a pin in that, okay? We'll put a pin in that. But IRs are really good. Now let's look at the SIRs. count them with me, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Pokemon SIRs and 2 Trainer SIRs. Out of the 5 Pokemon SIRs, 3 of them are the Final Evolution lines, being Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, and the other 2 SIRs are Alakazam and Zapdos. Now, here is my biggest complaint with 151. 151 to me doesn't feel like the first. It's not a set about the first generation. It's more of a set about the starters in that generation. Now, listen, it might be a weird thing to hear, try to process it. I understand that obviously you will include the most popular starters Pokemon's ever made into the first generation where they live and have evolution lines of them. I love that for it. I think that's fantastic, right? My complaint comes with they did that. It took up a lot of the small card list, surprisingly. Again, only 5 SIR Pokemon. And the IRs are also pretty slim. There's not a lot if you were to take out the starter evolution cards. And it just makes it feel more sort of a starter, like a Generation 1 starter set versus it actually being the entire region. Like, so for, like, think a second, look at the IRs, look at the SIRs, and think about all the other first generation Pokemon they're missing, right? All right, so this is a thought experiment with me. Okay? Close your eyes and think about all the other Generation 1 Pokemon they could have included in this set. Because remember, we know that they have the card space. If you look at Paldea Evolved and all the IRs they have and all the SIR Pokemon they had space to do this, but they just decided not to. So here's the other Pokemon that could have been featured in this set, okay? First off, I'm gonna send this on Pokemon I think will be cool to see. Butterfree, Beedrill, Ninetales, Primeape, Arcanine, Machamp, Rapidash, Slowbro, Muck, Cloyster, Gengar, Onix, Executor, Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan, Kangaskhan, Seadra, Scyther, Starmie, Gyarados, Lapras, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Kabutops, Aerodactyl, Dragonite, right? These are all the other pretty popular, pretty cool Pokemon that you can definitely think of some really cool IR cards and SIR cards Pokemon could have cooked up for this set. But they just didn't, and I just don't really get it, especially since there's so much more. You can put a lot more cards in the set. This set is fairly not that large. It's fairly like medium size, not that large at all. You can definitely start putting more cards in the set because again, I feel like the Scarlet and Violet era's biggest strength is IR cards. And they had the opportunity to kind of bring these Pokemon to life in such beautiful artworks. Like, look at, again, the IRs in the set are really, really, really cool. They could have added so much more Pokemon from the first generation that have this IR. Dude, I would have slobbered, okay? I would have died for a Scyther IR card. Or an Arcanine. Like, those are really cool Pokemon I like that just are not featured. They're just gone. But they're popular Pokemon too, which is really weird. And I also can understand, also Dragonite. But I can understand that maybe these Pokemon are featured in other sets as well, so they won't like double dip where they planned it ahead of time, like the future Scarlet and Violet era sets that had some of these Pokemon. But at the same time, if they knew they were making the 151 set, they could have just adjusted the Pokemon that featured in the other set and include them in the first generation, the set focused on the first generation. Okay, that's my rant. That's why I realized I also don't like 151 as much. In addition to not liking the price of the package, I think $50 is ludicrous. I think it's a highway robbery. So with all that said, I'm putting the I'm good tier. Okay, we're gonna compromise. I don't think it's nah. Okay, the only reason I would put it in a nah is because of the price alone. But I like the cards in the set. I like the theme of the set. I just feel like it was kind of more starter themed than first generation themed, and I think it could have been so much better. So the next set after 151 is Paradox Rift. And the theme of this set, I think, is kind of centered on some future and some ancient Pokemon. But outside of that, there's like no truly coherent theme. A booster packs of Paradox Rift costs you about $6.01. So definitely on the cheaper end now. I love to see it. I love cheap. I'm a penny pincher and I'm kind of broke. So I like when packs are cheap and I can actually buy it from Marketplace and having to scrounge for it or finding it in the wild. That's big ups for Paradox Rift. And then for the hit rates, this is where we actually start seeing a deviation in the new inclusion of hyper rares being 1 in every 82 packs, and the SIR hit rate jumping from 1 to 32 to 1 in 47. So that's a pretty substantial increase. Nothing too crazy yet. But yeah, obviously it's not that great that they increased the SIR hit rate. Okay, makes it hard for you. Makes you need to buy more product to get the chance of buying or hitting the SIR. But let's take a look into the card list and see what Paradox Rift has to offer. Okay, I actually forgot how much I like Paradox Rift. I think this set is like really slept on, and I don't know why. IR cards, highlights. I like Crustle, obviously Gen 5 fan. The Magby is really cute. The Snow Run's really cute. The Vanillish, the Mantike. I love Wimipod card. I think the Veluza is really cool. Obviously got Pulse and Plusle and Minun. I thought it was plus and minus. I guess I get it. Plusle and Minun. The Blitzel card's really good. I like the Espartha. I think it's really pretty. I like the Groudon. Obviously one of the top hits in the chest, if not the top hit. I like the Mienshao, the Minior. I really like the Yveltal. There we go. Like, look at this on him. Yveltal. Okay, remember, got Groudon, Yveltal, Morpeko, Steelix as IR cards, by the way. You got 4 of these beautiful, really cool cards as IRs. Like, wow. And as not to mention, I also like the Aegislash is really cool, and Loud is also cool. Oh, and the Swablu, really cute. So look at these IR cards. Like, this is a really strong IR card list. And if we were to take a look at the SIRs, we come into what I think, obviously this set IR cards are really good. And this set, I think most, if not all the SIR cards, I think meet like the bare minimum of being SIR, which is kind of a good thing. I think for most of these, we'll get to the ones I don't think are there, but for most of these are like, this is what I think SIR cards would look like. For example, Garchomp EX, really cool card. I know I think people like don't really like these SIRs as much, but I think the Garchomp's really cool. I like the Golisopod and the connection to the Wimipod. I mean, look at this behemoth, by the way. Bro's just the Don. I like the Tapu Koko. I like the arts on it. I think Iron Hands is really cute, or really funny, and I like the Altaria EX as well. Now, for Iron Valiant EX, Roaring Moon, so I like the Altaria EX as well. But for Iron Valiant, Roaring Moon, and Goldango, I don't really particularly care. I know Goldango is also part of a card like connection, but not my favorite. Obviously, if you were to look at all these cards, you can tell what the biggest stinker is. I don't know. One, who decided we needed Sandy Shook as an SIR? And 2, who greenlit the cards? I think it looks like poop. Like, no offense to the artist or anything, but like, this is not an SIR card, right? Please agree. This is not an SIR card worthy card. You're putting this next to this card, by the way, and you're saying they're both the same rarity. Huh? Like that card or Altaria EX? Like, no, I really don't know who will ever want this card. So that's a big stinker. But besides that, I like the SIRs. I think they're really good. I think I like the SIRs. I think most of them are SIR quality. Obviously it's really Pokemon specific, but I like the card arts and the colors. In terms of trainers, I think Tulip's cool. Obviously personally, I don't mind. But the rest of them are not really doing it for me. But I think this is gonna be, obviously I think Paradox Rift, really underrated set. You have the great IR card list. You have tolerable, or you have standard good SIRs, for the most part, besides Sandy Shooks. And the price pack, $6 and a penny. It's purchased. It's really cool. The only reason it's not into its peak tier is because I think the SIRs need to be able to step up. Actually, is it in the peak tier? I'm gonna put it here for now. I'm gonna review it later. It's one of the two. For $6, you have the chance of getting that. I guess, I know the SIRs did get nerfed a little bit. I'm gonna leave it here for now, and we'll circle back to it when we get there, okay? Because there's for those who watched my previous videos, you know there's a set that's obviously gonna go here. But I'm gonna take a look. I'll decide this at the end of the video, okay? I'm gonna stop yapping. All right, next up, after Paradox Rift, we got another big hitter, being Paldean Fates. And this theme of this set is shiny Pokemon. So once every single area, the Pokemon Company will print a shiny set, which basically means in that set they'll incorporate the chance of getting a shiny version of the Pokemon. I'll just put some on screen. so there's like basically a new rarity called shinies. And they do this every single era, and Paladin Fates is the shiny set for this era. With that, they kind of tweaked up the hit rates a little bit. SIRs are 1 in 58, which is getting harder to hit, by the way, which might be a trend. IRs are the same. IRs are a little bit higher, but then we also have the shiny chance being 1 every 4 packs. And a booster pack price of Paladin Fates is $14.79. So again, on the expensive end, a lot. Behind 151, crazy, but on the expensive end. So yeah, let's go take a look into this set. Now again, this might be a hot take because I know a lot of people like this set. The core issue for me for this set is I don't really care about the shiny gimmick. Okay, if we were to look at these cards, like the shiny cards, I like shinies in general. I think the concept's really cool. I just think it's just not all that, and a lot of these Pokemon I just don't really like as much as I Scyther, Mimikyu. I'm scanning around Pikachu, obviously. Some of the shinies are good, but for the other ones, I just like, I think it's okay, right? So I'm already kind of lukewarm to the whole shiny thing already. I don't really care about pulling a shiny. It can be cool, not my cup of tea. But if you look at this page, you're about to get to where look at this. Now it's okay. I'm lukewarm to shinies, but then Pokemon decided to greenlight this. Now look at these full shiny EX cards, okay? Now look me in the eyes and tell me outside of Mew, Alakazam can get in there fine, he barely makes it. Mew, Alakazam, and Gardevoir, and maybe Noivern, and maybe Clodsire, maybe. So there's like 3 I think like are cool. The rest I'm like, like these are the Pokemon we chose to be shinies. Like they looked me in the. Someone looked at all the Pokemon they had made shinies up previously, and like, you know what? Fortress EX Terrasilize. That's the one. And they also were like, you know what would go well with Fortress EX? Toadscruel EX. Make a pink. But we're missing something. We're missing Squawkability EX. And it's just like, why we're just missing. I don't like shinies that much. But like even I saw some cool shiny Pokemon like you could have done. Like where was them? Where was it? Where's the steel? I saw shiny scissors. There's no excuse not to make a shiny scissor. A shiny Lucario would have fed generations. Just saying. Okay, shiny Cerulean is really cool. Like there's cool actual Pokemon that's shiny Luxray. Just make these the Pokemon that you feature on the giant EX ones. Like I don't care about Fortress EX, Toadscruel EX, Esperartha, Glimmora, Wigglytuff, Pidgeot, or Squawkability, okay? These are Pokemon that are just waste of space as a full art EX. And again, I don't like the shiny, so I'm making it bigger, and I'm telling you every single time I pull Paladin Fates, I just get one of these. And it's never the ones I like. It's never Alakazam, the shiny Mew, Noivern, Clodsire. It's Glimmora, Squawkability, and this dang Fortress EX on repeat. I can't escape it. I don't like it. This kills my vibe for this set, okay? I really don't like these in cards inclusion. And again, I know I don't really mention I don't like EX, but part of the gimmick of this is shinies, and they purposely put this in there as card space, okay? And this kicks in when we look at the IR list. We got 3. We got 3 IR Pokemon cards, and none of them are the right hub about, okay? It is Wugtrio, Palafin again, mind you, and then Palmy. Now, I'm gonna keep hampering all this. Remember what I keep saying? Scarlet and Violet era, the Scarlet and Violet era for me really stands out in this card art. Now, I'm gonna give Nintendo a $1 billion idea, and I'll give it to them for free because I want to see it. Why don't we just make these shiny Pokemon and IR cards and just merge them?
Post-production got me coming in one more time. What I meant to say here, I think I forgot the word more in the script, is that I understand that the IRs already are of shiny Pokemon. What I'm trying to say is, why is it only 3? There should be way more shiny IR Pokemon. Let's just be so honest.
Like imagine a shiny Alakazam EX just existing in a regular beautiful IR card format. A shiny Noivern, shiny Lucario, shiny any Pokemon, and just have them as a regular IR card. That would have sold millions. That would have been so cool. Would have been so fantastic, but they just didn't do it. And instead we get this slop. Like I'm sorry. I just this set for me is just not, the cards in it are just not it. But luckily for this set, at least they cooked on the SIRs. Okay, Bubble Mew, we know. The shiny Charizard AX, we know. Gardevoir shiny, we know. Okay, there's only 3 SIRs and all 3 are hit. Okay, it's really cool. I like the Iono SIR, I like the Cloud SIR. Okay, but this cannot make up for the fact that the rest of this set, literally the rest of this set, is pretty bad, in my opinion. I don't like I'm lukewarm to shinies. Shiny EX cards kill my vibe. 3 IRs when I know I see the potential, I see the future. We could have just made shiny IR cards really cool with this cool shiny Pokemon we feature. We didn't. Instead, when I open a pack, I get Clive 5 times out of 10. But anyways, yeah, I'm not a fan of Paladin Fates. It's going to the nod tier. I just can't get behind the shinies. I'm sorry. It's in the nod tier, okay? It's not trash. The SIRs have to put on the biggest burden and have to have the biggest backpack to keep all of the shiny cards and other cards in the set to make it even not be in the last tier. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about it. This makes me mad thinking about it.